just out flying and suddenly you die to some random bullshit. You know how pissed people are going to be? It would kill the game. Exactly. It would kill the game. The majority of people would be like, I'm not dealing with this bullshit. Are you kidding me? I'm dying to random crap and I'm getting penalized heavily for it. It's not going to work. I don't think you can make Death of a Spaceman in an MMO like this that is supposed to be a persistent universe. I don't think it works. I don't think there's any viable way to make it work. Because it's not like, oh, you die, you start over, right? It's no, Joe Schmo spent $2,500 in the game and bought all of these ships. And now he's going. See, here's the other thing. He's going through the main storyline, right? The main storyline, according to CitizenCon, what they said at CitizenCon, is at the end of the storyline, you get granted UEE citizenship, which then allows you to buy a plot of land in any UEE controlled world. What happens if Death of a Spaceman in the middle of the story missions? Do you now have to start that over? What happens if you finish it and then you die? Do you have to do that whole story over again with a new character? Like, if you just have that stuff transfer over, it bequeaths all your assets to next of kin. I get that, but it's death taxed then, which goes back to the if you die to random bullshit, people are going to be pissed. Like, you mean to tell me that your game is bugged, so you're penalizing me with a death tax? It's look, I get that they want to do it and that they have this idea about it, but in an MMO, in a persistent live game, I don't see any practical way that it can work. I'm talking about it from a practical standpoint. I don't see any way that it can work in a live service persistent MMO universe. They won't enable Death of a Spaceman before they've ironed out any bugs, or as many bugs as possible. I'm going to tell you right now, they're never going to enable Death of a Spaceman if that's the case. You will never get rid of bugs that will be game breaking at some, like, anytime you update the game, there will be bugs. That's why I'm saying I don't see a way that you can enable Death of a Spaceman, because there's always gonna be some kind of bullshit that, like, there'll be some kind of bullshit in a random elevator in Pyro when patch 7.3.5 comes out that'll kill everybody that randomly just goes on the elevator, right? Like, what do you do with that? Right? Like, well wishes, Death of a Spaceman, is a cool concept, but I just don't see where it can work. Yeah, Pixie, you know what? I really don't give a shit. He can hate all he wants. I really don't care. I
What?
think oh, nothing. Just something in mod chat.
Oh.
You're really on
Gotcha.
late. You know what? I am on late and I'm an adult and I'm going to pay for it tomorrow, so it's fine.
I'm an adult and I'll pay for it tomorrow. Absolutely.
I don't think the concept of permadeath and inheritance works in a game like Star Citizen. I agree. Like, again, I'm not trying to like bash their idea of it. It's just you would have to have a flawless, bugless game for it to be 100% viable. Otherwise, like I said, you're going to have a lot of pissed off people because people are going to die to bullshit. It happens. It happens in World of Warcraft. It happens in Final Fantasy IV. It happens in every single MMO that exists. People die to bullshit. That's why they don't have permadeath in most MMOs unless you specifically select hardcore mode going into it knowing that your character's going to perma-die. But that's like perma-death. You're like, it's over. You don't get any inheritance. Right? So it would have to be bugless, or it needs to be more of a task thing you had to do as maintenance, not a super heavy tax that punishes it. Yeah. So it's just, it needs to be a bugless game. It needs to have no dying to bullshit that's like out of your control as far as like a bug. Right? So it might be on the roadmap. It might be on the plan, but I just don't think it's anything that they can feasibly ever put into the game to where it's not going to break everything, right? Or at least piss everybody off. But anyway, we go on a tangent, and it is what it is. Just think a random patch node down in the road is you can now suffer random heart attack. So no, Sneaky, there is a bug right now that you can suffer a heart attack and die. There's a random bug, and I ran into it actually. My character almost died. So for some reason something glitches out and your character's heart rate spikes. Like my character's heart rate, I wasn't even moving. My character's heart rate all of a sudden went from 60 to 190, and my character was heavy breathing, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And I wasn't moving. It was pegged at 190. I wasn't even moving. I hadn't even been running. And I was like, oh shit, my character's gonna die. What the fuck? So what I did is I had him lay prone, and then suddenly it started dropping. It was disabled because gamers are gonna bunny hop everywhere like cool kids. Random heart attacks were a thing in the past. Yeah, see, they can't. Kingpin, you can't have random heart attacks in a game with death of a spaceman. Like, come on. There's CIG. There is a limit to how much realism you should put in a video game. The limit is something like random heart attacks, which would truthfully do nothing but piss people off and stop playing the game. Just being honest. If you had random heart attacks and death of a spaceman in the game, you will lose a significant majority of your player base. It's just how it is. If you sprinted everywhere for prolonged periods, your heart rate hits 290 to 300 and you die. Yes. That, you know what? I'm okay with that because it has an indicator telling you, hey, your heart rate's real fucking high. That's bad. That's fine. Because you're purposely sprinting for a very long time. Pretty much every game has like a stamina system, right? This is the stamina system for Star Citizen. You shouldn't have sprinted for 15 minutes straight because now you're dead, right? Like, that's the thing. But just
Carbon.
yes.
Is it possible to join someone's party if you've already logged in? Or do you have to do it from the menu?
No, you could join someone's party in the game. The only thing you
How do I
can't
do
you go to F1 and then you go to comms and then there's a friends button. You can click the friends button. If they're your friend, you can click the friends button and then right click their name and hit invite to party.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. That's really what I meant by random heart attacks, not actually random based off of the heart rate. Oh, okay. I thought you meant random heart attacks. I was like, oh shit. I hope that never goes into the game because that would be terrible. But yeah, my point is there's a limit. I know that they want to make it realistic, and I think that's cool, but there is a limit of how much realism you should put into a video game. And you got to be very careful with that limit. Because if you go over that limit, you may lose half of your player base very fast. I have the Drake Cutter and the RSI Aurora MR. I don't know what they are. The Drake Cutter is a good ship, Alex. The Aurora, it's okay. You just get a chance to die every 10 bottles of cruise you drink or so. Wait, is that a real thing, Fatal? Wait, tell me that's not a real thing.
You have chosen wisely.
Are you trolling right now, Fatal? Alex! Holy shit!
Fatal
Meow.
wouldn't troll you.
Thank you so much
Probably
for
would,
the Prime sub for 4 months, Alex.
Me troll
It's good to see you
somebody?
again, man.
Never.
Yes.
I haven't seen you in like
100%.
forever. Drake Cutter is a space taco truck. The Aurora is a single-seater torpedo. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think it's a thing. Yeah, that's why I was like not sure if true. But yeah, I don't
think it's a thing.
Okay. You can't say things like that in Star Citizen, Fatal, because that could be true. Okay? You can't say things like that because it could be a thing. I've been slacking. Yeah, you have been slacking, man. You have been slacking. But welcome back. Go play Star Citizen, Alex. It's fun. The random bugs will kill you sometimes, but it's still fun.
Yeah, the only thing the Aurora is good for is either being a torpedo or flying you to get your next ship.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You get it, you spawn on your home planet, you check your UEC balance, and you're like, I could rent a ship, and then you take the Aurora to go rent the ship.
Yeah, but like, I don't even think you can get there with the Aurora anymore without stopping for gas. The Aurora is just like, I cannot in good conscience recommend the Aurora to anyone. Because it's just such if you want to talk about literal basic ship in Star Citizen, it's the Aurora.
Yeah, I had the Aurora for the longest time because it was just the base pledged before there was even
Yeah.
any kind of app you could open to do anything with.
Yeah.
And then they had a pretty compelling argument for the 325, so then I upgraded the Aurora to that, and then
Yeah.
I guess I CC'd something to like a sale for the Andromeda like 10 years ago before I
Nice.
realized what it was, and I was like, oh, I
Nice.
got the Andromeda, and then it just went all downhill from there.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Now I'm like on my way to Concierge level 3.
Yeah. Kingpin says, I always call
How
it a
much do you have to
size
spend to get
12
concierge?
pilot controlled torpedo. That's so true. Size 12 pilot controlled torpedo.
It's about accurate.
That's what it is. But no, I mean, yeah,
And it does have a bed in the back in case you have to wait for your target to get there.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's just, it really does suck. Like, I hate to say it really does
How much
suck.
do you have to spend to be concierge level?
Let's
3?
see. Okay, so
5 grand.
concierge level 1 is $1,000. Concierge
Good
level
lord.
2 is $2,500. Concierge level 3 is $5,000. My starter went from a Mustang Alpha to an Aurora LN to a Reliant Core to an MSR. Damn. My starter went from an Avenger Titan to a Cuddy Black to a Corsair. And it's currently a Corsair.
And Avenger Warlock after ILW, and then I melted it to get something else. I like the Avenger. If I was going to fly around in a small starter type ship, I'm just going to use the Intrepid.
And see, I did end up getting the Warbond Intrepid for the $60 because it's like a really good shuttle ship. I got the Avenger to be that little small shuttle ship that I don't have. I am very much on my way to concierge number 2. Whoops.
Hey, Sandy.
Yep.
Whoops. Whoops.
So you have a little bed.
Oh, did you get the Intrepid?
Oh, I'm in Zeus's Intrepid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, it's actually a nice ship.
That's why I asked how to join a party. 'cause
Oh,
I
gotcha,
didn't know how to
gotcha.
get Zeus.
Level 4
like
is
it.
oh
It's your
Sandy,
space
it
shirt.
continues to go.
Space
Level 4 concierge is 10,000. Level 5 is 15,000. And level 6 is I think 25k is right.
Yeah, so at level 4 you get a free F8C.
Mm-hmm.
Level 5 you get another F8C with an executive paint on it.
Mm-hmm. When do you get the
Level
890 jump?
6, I don't think you get the 890 jump from strictly just from concierge, but at level 6 you get an executive 600i.
Oh, that's a big one. That's what it was, the 600i.
Yeah, it's like a black and gold 600i.
That's when you know somebody spent big ass money.
And there was a
Is it
meeting.
the torpedo bay?
There was a meeting of
Oh
like
no, it's cargo.
It's cargo, yeah.
there was a meeting on Microtech, I think around the start of IE, and there was like 15 dudes that had hit that 25k mark,
It's my
and they all lined up
Jeez.
their 600 eyes on the ice.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Did you get a new suit?
No, I already had one. I just swapped it.
Oh, okay.
So
But I took
Imagine that.
the fuse back in.
What is it called? Like something legatus or something? The highest one?
yeah, well, there's a Legatus pack.
You know, 3 legatus. Yeah, it's legatus level concierge, with 2 of them are double legatus. Holy shit. I mean, I've seen after this IAE, I actually saw some people say that they achieved legatus. That's it, legatus navium. I saw a couple people post on Twitter that they got legatus navium, and I'm like, Jesus. Like, whew, they're the big spenders.
Borrow a Mercury Star Runner.
Aurora MR to 325A to Cuddy Black to Talon Shrike to the Mole. Then you reset, and then MR to Cuddy Red. You know what? I have a lot of respect for the Cuddy Red. Because the Cuddy Red's got 2 beds.
I like the Cuddy Red, but now
Cuddy
that I
Red's
have the medical turtle, I prefer that.
Yeah, but
the Cuddy's a little bit arguably better because you do have the grid storage on the back.
yes, the grid
Hello,
storage
Sandy.
and then the second bed is really nice on the Cuddy Red.
Are you going back to the metro? Is this you, Sandy, running back to the metro?
Damn, it's
yes.
the game. The game is coming along. It really is. It's coming along.
Hello.
Hello.
In the last 6 months, it's come a
like
long
my
way, actually.
Ultraman outfit.
But
your suit is cool too.
This one you can just buy in game.
But that's because
I like this white and purple.
it's come a long way in the last
keep
6 months because they moved a bunch of people off of Squadron 42 because it's feature complete, and they put them on Star Citizen proper now.
But the style of
one of my
that
org
is
leaders
with the
have
cape
hit
is called,
Legatus this year.
Yep.
If
So
not,
there's a
he is
lot of
close. He bought
different
an
styles of
Orion,
Artemis.
Kraken, Javelin.
There's one
his
that's
last-
kind of like got a lot of
Ooh,
red on it, like this suit
Jesus.
does. That's on the gear store.
I have a Ranger with
There's a couple
LTI
other
waiting for the upgrade
muted
path
colors.
I really want.
You can
So I'll
get
probably just upgrade to the
from
Gladius.
the security at like Hurston distribution centers. You can get the gold and black Artemix. It looks pretty
I
sick.
have.
But you either have to disable the comm array or take a crime stat for blowing.
I'm gonna
blowing up the
list
guards
off
and taking
my
their armor.
ships. Really?
Just because I'll list
Or you
off
can
my ships.
get a mission there where there's bad guys
So-
and then just sort.
I have the Polaris, the Odyssey, the Ironclad, the Constellation Andromeda, the Corsair, the Zeus CL, the F-8C Lightning, the Intrepid, the Terrapin, the Cutter Scout, the Buccaneer, a Fury, a Dragonfly Black, a Tumbril Storm, a CSV, and a Pulse. That's my fleet. That is my fleet. I think I have a pretty good diverse fleet for what I want to do. I have the second most useless ship in game after the MR, the Saber Raven. It sure is pretty. You know what? The Saber Raven is very pretty, but yeah, it's really not very useful, is it? It is very pretty, but man, it is not very useful. That's a hefty fleet for not hitting level 2. Kingpin, I got the Polaris. Put it this way. I got the Polaris for half the price, and the Odyssey for half the price. And I CCU'd up to the Ironclad, I CCU'd up to the Corsair, and I CCU'd up to the Andromeda. So I'm 82% to level 2. So I'm way more than halfway. I did a lot of CCU and Kingpin. I have LTI on every single ship except the F-8C, which is 10-year, and the Zeus, which is 10-year. So I have 2 ships that are 10-year, but every other ship, including the ground vehicles, are all LTI. All of them. I do not like buying a ship without ensuring that I get LTI. But I've been playing it smart, and working my way and and not paying like $1,000 for the Polaris. I was like, holy shit. I got the Polaris before IAE. So I only have 3 months on my starter pack. Everything else is LTI. I mean, you have 3 months on your starter pack, but if you're concierge, you don't even need a starter pack. So starter pack kind of goes out the window once you hit, concierge, right? Everything else is LTI except for one rock. Nice. You had to close your eyes before clicking the confirm button on that. Yeah, the Polaris I got for half price. So I was not sad about that. And the Odyssey I got for a little over half price. And I'm not sad about that either. It's sentimental value. I just, keep it if it's sentimental value. Yeah, I'd keep it. There's a lot of people, speaking of LTI, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, LTI doesn't mean anything anymore because of what they said at Citizen. I'm like, in my opinion, LTI actually means more after what they said at CitizenCon. Because this is what they said. They said insurance is you get your ship plus the core components back for free because you have insurance. You have a warranty and you have insurance. That covers everything. Everything. So if your ship explodes and you have LTI, you get your ship back and the core components for free. You never have to spend a UEC. You never have to spend a single UEC. Right? Done. You can opt to buy the higher levels of insurance, but you'll always get your ship back for free. They clarified the next day on Spectrum that LTI is basic tier insurance. Right, but it's like basic tier meaning you get your ship and the core components back. Right? So, ship and core components for basic tier, which is level 1. But that means that you never have to buy insurance on it, ever. It never runs out. So you never have to worry about paying for your ship in game to get the core, to get the ship back as if it was like a brand new ship, right? You're not going to have any upgrades. You're not going to have any, cosmetics that you had on your old ship, but you'll always get the base ship back. Always. You'll never have to worry about that. And I'm like, you know what? That's peace of mind. And that means I don't have to worry. If say I take my basic Odyssey out and it just gets yeetus deletus for some reason, right? And I didn't have any upgrades in it. Ah, shit. I gotta claim it. Okay, I get it back in like a day or something, or 2 days, or however long it's going to take. I don't have to spend a dime. In game, I don't have to spend a dime. If you have upgraded components, you lose them. Yes, that's true. Conversely, I upgrade my Polaris with a whole bunch of shit, right? I decide, you know what? I want to put level 2 on that sucker. I pay a small premium for level 2. My Polaris gets blown up. I get my core ship back with all the components, and I get all my upgrades back because I paid for level 2. But you only have to pay for level 2. You don't have to pay for level 1 and 2. You just have to pay for 2. So I'm guessing I'm guessing that if you have LTI or you have insurance already on the ship because you bought it through the store and you have insurance, right? I'm guessing that it's going to be a pretty pro-rated level 2 because you won't have to pay. You already have level 1 by default. So you're only going to have to pay the premium for upgrading to level 2. It's not going to be like you have to pay for level 1 and level 2, right? So I'm assuming that there's going to be a discount if you already have like LTI, right? Because it doesn't make sense that you would pay the same premium as somebody who has no insurance, right? That's kind of basic, right? So you should, in theory, get a discount on paying for a higher level because you already have the basic level paid for. So we'll see. That's what makes sense. That's how it works in the real world. But we'll see. But anyway, as much as I've enjoyed this, and trust me, I've enjoyed this a lot. I really enjoy talking to everybody tonight. I usually stop streaming at 10 o'clock. It is now 12:30. So yeah, I really enjoyed stream. But I'm going to go to bed now because I got to wake up tomorrow and go to work. For those of you that are interested in what I do for work, I am a senior IT engineer. That's what I do for work. It's a fun job. My bad? No, it's not. It's not your bad. Trust me. I had a fun time. I wanted to stay up because I wanted to chat. Kingpin, Alexi, everybody else that's here, everybody that's hanging out, all the new follows, the new subs. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for chilling. Thank you for becoming part of the stream. I will be back tomorrow night, same time, same place. We'll probably be playing some more Star Citizen. On Friday, though, we will be playing Path of Exile 2 early access because that early access launches on Friday. So I'm itching to get into that to kind of see what they've done with it. But Star Citizen has been a lot of fun. I enjoyed this IAE. I spent money like a lot of us did. But I'm happy about it. And I'm enjoying the direction of the game. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Chat, if you're not following the stream, please do consider hitting the follow button. It would be much appreciated. It's really late, so I'm not going to raid tonight. But we'll end it here. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I love meeting new people and having chats. Thank you so much for being here. And as I always say when I end the stream, take care, stay safe, stay sexy. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up.
Emotional damage.
As it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away. I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time. the ground.